Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vina Kerekebuna if you are new here, and my channel is about faith, travel and lifestyle. Also sometimes chit chat and story times because I think I'm such a good storyteller. If you're yet to subscribe, please do subscribe to my channel, and I promise you interesting content. I am my blog from Bayelsa State, Nigeria. I live in Yenagoa, Bayelsa. So yeah, I give you gist from my end of the Niger. Yup. So have you guys subscribed yet? That's like priority. So subscribe first and let's get the gist going. Have you done that? Okay. So as you can see from the title of this video, it's a story time on my 3 most embarrassing moments of my life. This is top of my head because yesterday I was just thinking about them, and I was also after I watched Kiki's Unscripted. If you guys don't know Kiki, I would leave a link to Kiki's channel in the description box. She's like one of my favorite people on social media. Like, Kiki is my girl. So I watched Kiki's videos yesterday, and I'm like, I have some very embarrassing moments too that I would want to share. Moments, these are like life defining moments for me, like moments that shaped my life, and I'm going to say them as in descending order as they occurred. So I want to start from the earliest one to the earliest one to the most recent one. So I'm going to start from like the latest or earliest. Well, I was a child, so I'm going to start from that one. So maybe probably when I was a teenager, and to the one that won't happen this year in 2020. So let's get rolling. Let's go. Number one, my first most embarrassing moment that came like top of my head was when I was in, I think I was 8 or 9. I was between 9 and 10 years old when I recently joined my church, my present church that I'm attending now. I started attending that church when I was 8, and I think I gave my life to Christ in the second time I was there. Either the first or second time I was there. I gave my life to Christ when I was 8. It was quite early. So yeah, I gave my life to Christ. So I have grown in Christ. My faith has grown since then. I won't say I just magically became this strong, this like who I am spiritually, but from a tender age of 8, I have been growing steadily. I've known Christ. I've surrendered. I have been living the faith life since I was 8. So we went to church on this day. I think I don't know. I was probably already in boarding school, or I was about getting into secondary school at the time, and I had this pinafore. I think it was my Christmas cloth in 1999. But because I'm a very smallish person, my clothes from 1999 could still fit. I think this was around 2002. It's around 2002, if I'm not mistaken. 2002 or 2003. So my clothes from 1999 was still fitting. I'm not that child that was growing every year. Like, even till now, I'm probably the same size. My 8-year-old clothes could still fit me. I mean, if they were still around, they probably could still fit because I'm quite small. So I had this pinafore so it's pinafore trouser, and what they call like dongari. I don't think that's a dongari, just a pinafore that's a trouser. So a pinafore, except a pinafore that is a trouser is called a dongari, which I'm not quite sure, but let me just stick to the word I know. It's a pinafore. So I wore it to church, and my church is we are like new Christian church. It's a contemporary Christian church, so trousers are sort of allowed, you get, especially with children. I was not even a teenager, so it was fine that I wore that to church. But when I got to church, my auntie, one of the children department teachers, put me on the table, on the teaching table. I was not showing everybody that see what she's wearing. She's wearing a trouser. Shame. You don't wear trousers. I mean, this was 2002, 2003, so maybe trousers had not really come into play as at that time. Children were not wearing trousers to church. People were not wearing trousers to church, like really. But me, I've always been fashion forward. I can't even lie. Like, I've always been one to think out of the box when it comes to fashion. Like, I know on this channel I've not really shown you guys my fashion signs, but I'm quite the fashionista. People that know me know, right? If you know, you know that. Okay. And as late sometimes I clean up nicely sometimes. So I mean, back to my story. This is my auntie. She's still my friend till today. That my auntie, like, I think she's probably my only children department teacher that I rapport with till now. But we're still very cool and very close. But then I felt so embarrassed. I feel like my whole world came crashing. I think I cried because it was so embarrassing. They put me on the table, and I had asked all the children to shame me because I was wearing trousers to church. What I did with the pinafore is, I tucked in the button part, this upper part, I put it inside the trouser. So it was just trouser and top that I was wearing, because I put in the belt, you know, those long things at the back. I put it inside of my trouser. So from what everybody was seeing, I was just wearing a trouser and a top to church. And as I then it was unacceptable for my children department teachers that I was wearing a trouser. I don't know why, but I felt so embarrassed that day. That was one of my most embarrassing days in church. Putting me as a 9-year-old on top of the table. I was standing and then they asked everybody to shame me. I was wearing trousers to church. I should not do it again. It's not good to wear trousers to church. Okay, shame be one Kim. And if you know me, you know that I'm hardly ever ashamed. Like, it's hard for things to get to me that I will not be ashamed of. I know it's shame. Like, I really don't send. I've always been carefree. So for that to get to me was really, really embarrassing. That they made the whole children in children departments to shame me because I was wearing trousers. Also because I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. But let me tell you, from that day, and when I was 9 years old till today, I've never worn trousers to church on a Sunday. It's not like I know that it's not a sin. I know it's not a sin. I know people that wear trousers to church are not committing sin. People who wear trousers to church on Sunday, it is absolutely fine. But I cannot do it. I can't. I wear trousers to midweek service, to vigils, evening services, prayer meetings. If it's not a Sunday service, I can wear trousers to church. But Sunday morning, I would never wear trousers to church. I've never, since that day till today. I feel it's a trauma from that day. I just can't bring myself to wear trousers to church till date. So you guys should be careful what you do to children. Like, it gets to them, like, these things affect them, and it affected me. It was such a downtime for me. I was really ashamed. Like, guys, let's not even talk about it. Moving on swiftly to now, I'm in secondary school. That's my second story. Second most embarrassing moment of my life. I was in secondary school, and I was going to boarding school. For those of you that don't know, I went to FGGC Miringi. Yes, I'm a pro-united child, federal government PK. Went to Federal Government Girls College in Miringi. That's the one in Bayelsa State. It's at in Miringi, so Federal Government Girls College in Miringi, right? So you know when school wants to resume and then you're going to the market with your mom to pick all your new panties, new undies, your provision, your school requirements, everything. Like, there's a long list. I do that all those long lists people write for our parents. Yep. I and my mom went to the market to buy my things for school. School was resuming, and as soon as we entered the market, guys, my slippers caught. And there was nobody to help me sew it. And my mom was like, oh, the slippers are already old. She planned on buying me a new slipper, so we should just go to our customer where she buys slippers from, so she can buy me a new slippers. And it was one leg that caught. So like, I should remove the 2 legs of slippers there where the thing caught, since it was already old. That I should just walk. I should walk barefooted to where our customer is, and now where our customer is almost at the end of the market, because she cannot buy slippers from just about anybody. My mom does not buy things from just about anybody. She buys from her customer. If you're my mom's customer, she'll definitely look for you in that market and come and buy things from you. So as my mom said that I should put my slippers at the entrance, that's just the beginning part of the market, and follow her, because I was holding the sack bag where we're buying things and putting. I was carrying this sack bag, so now I'm carrying a sack bag with a cut slippers. First of all, I was limping because I didn't want to pull it, so I was limping with my slippers. I was walking gradually with my clothes. My mom was like, I should lose the slippers and walk fast so we can go quickly. We have a lot of things to do in the market. So what I did was leave the leg of slippers that was cut. So I left that one and then carried the one leg of slippers that was good. I just want people to know that I didn't come to the market barefooted. I'm not crazy. Do you get? I was want everybody that saw me to know that, see, I didn't walk from my house to the market empty-legged. Please, that was my own impression. But looking back, I felt like I looked even more stupid walking with one leg slippers, one leg no slippers. Guys, so I was following my mom. My mom was in front. Yeah, I was carrying the sack bag. Like I said, my mom also does not have shame, so I don't think she felt anything walking about in the market with a child that was wearing just one leg of slippers and the other leg. No, my mom was just in front. She was just going peck. Me, I was just behind her with my one leg of slippers and one leg no slippers, walking in the market like this, like somebody that had a broken leg. I looked so crazy. I mean, thinking about it now, that was really, because I was so embarrassed, like, because this was the market, plenty of people, and you know what, because it was resumption period, I know that's when most of my friends go to the market with their moms to buy their provision. So I was just like, what if I run into one of my friends? What if I run into someone that I know? What if one of my friends see me and they don't even tell me? Then they not use it to go and make gist in school when school resumes. I was working in the market with one leg slippers and one leg no slippers. Like, I was just thinking of the possibility of meeting somebody from my school. That's what I was thinking the whole time. I couldn't wait for us to get to that my mom's customer so she could buy me the brand new slippers. Oh God, I was so embarrassed. She won't give me. I nearly faint, but I don't faint. I bone up, carry my sack bag with my one leg of slippers and walked with shame, yes, with my shame, to my mom's customer shop, and then she bought me a new slippers, brand new slippers, and then I wore brand new slippers and we bought everything I wanted to buy. That's one of my, that's my second most embarrassing moments that I can remember right now. Third most embarrassing moment of my life happened this year. Yes, 2020. I think 2020 is not bad enough. My friend embarrassed me. That was before Corona. That was before lockdown. So we're still going to the office. We're still going to work. That's me. I've always been independent. I've always like had my own stuff and done my own thing. To be honest with you, I hardly ask anybody for money. I hardly ask my father, my mom, or my friends, especially guys. Like, if a guy is asking me out, I'm not the kind of girl that says, buy me shawarma when you're coming, or buy me this, or buy me that, or send me card. I'll see, before I go tell you to send me card, me, you know, say, like, I absolutely cannot access card right now where I am, and I urgently need it. Like, it has to be a situation of urgency before I can ask anybody for something. Like, I don't like asking people for stuff. So that there's this friend, he used to ask me out too. So asked me out since like 2018, 2019. This guy. Now we've become friends. Now we're cool, and he understands that there's no show, is a no show. So we are friends and we are cool and all of that. So I called him on said day, this 2020, that how far my guy sends me card. Because see why I could ask him to send me card, because we relate on kind of a frequency that I can send him card and he can send me card. He can be in a situation and say, "Been half a send me card, been half a send me so and so amount of money." He does that, and I can do that too, because we are cool like that. Does anybody understand me? We are cool like that. He can ask me for stuff and I can ask him for stuff, because there's no hard feeling. It's not a one-way street. It's not like I'm always one just asking. He asked too, so we understand, we relate on that kind of frequency. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. So as I called my guy and said, how far now, send me card. I think I was in the office. I couldn't go. I was outside, but at that point I couldn't go out to get card. I couldn't buy card, also because I don't like buying recharge cards from all those people that sell outside, because they are 10 naira. That 10 naira they pay me. For me to add extra 10 naira to buy any recharge card, they pay me, so I don't like doing it. And with my bank, God bless my bank. With my bank, if I don't have money on my phone, like if I was making a call and the credit finishes, as long as I don't have up to 5 naira, I cannot use the code to buy from the bank. And then I was not using mobile banking, so I was just using code to transfer, code to buy airtime, code to this, code to that, the short code. But now I didn't have airtime on my phone, so obviously I could not buy card from my bank. And this my friend uses the same network as I do, so I always have reserve. Even when I don't have airtime to call anybody else, I always have extra bonus to call people that use my the same network with me, because I use Glow. There are very few people that use Glow that I know. He is one of the people that use Glow that I know, so I could reach him and say, "How far, guys, send me card." Even 100 naira, like if you can send me 100 naira, I'll have at least enough money to be able to buy from my bank. That was the cocoa. That's why I called my friend that he should send me card though. He said that his bank is having issues, that he's having bank issues right now, and he was planning on going to resolve the bank issues the next day. Me now think that, okay, my friend has given me hope. There's no need, say, what am I even loading the card for? So let me just chill till he sends me the card. That's the thing, because I didn't want to buy card for myself and then him having to send me card to have too much airtime on my phone. So I just like, okay, whenever he sorts out his bank issues, he's going to send me card because he's my guy, like that. That's and I chilled till the next day. I did not see any card on my phone, and I called my guy. I said, I thought you were having bank issues. Are you still having bank issues? You said you're going to send me card today. I was like, okay, the bank issues, I resolved the bank issues, but I didn't say I was going to send it now. I didn't say I was going to send you card. Shame. I wanted to, like, nobody has made open swallow me. He said, but I didn't say I was going to send you card. I just said I was having bank issues. I was remembering the conversation we had the day before. Like, did this guy really say he was going to send me the card? Didn't he say so? Did I just assume? Turns out he didn't say he was going to send me a card. He just told me that I was having bank issues, and that's what he was reminding me on said day. That, but I don't talk like that. I thought I was sending a card. I just said I was having bank issues and I was going to resolve it today. I didn't say after the bank issues I was going to send you the card. She won't kill me. In this 2020, how much card you won't send me where you go insulting like that? Like this shame and humiliation. I would die. For someone that doesn't even ask people for something, I hardly ask anybody for something. For me to not ask you and then you not tell me, I don't say I go send you card. Oh God, Kuku kill me. I was so ashamed. That day, the way when he said it, cool just catch me. I stood still. I was like, okay, bye. Just ended the call and looked at my full life. God no go shame us, my people. God no go shame us. So I was so ashamed, like I was so embarrassed. Like it was just two of us on the phone, but it looked like, it felt to me like the whole world was watching, and I am a common beggar from the. I'm just a pauper, and was hoping on something that wasn't there, and that somebody has put me in my place. Oh, that's in pain me, eh? It pain me. When I saw him, I told him, I said, after the academy play finish, he was not trying to explain. What are you trying to explain? Like, what are you explaining? You know? So yeah, those are the three most embarrassing moments of my life that I can't remember right now. If you guys want more gist and more like embarrassing moments, I'll try and remember some, because I know that this I've been embarrassed too. The thing with me is then I hardly get embarrassed. Like I said before, it hardly gets to that point where I'm really ashamed of something. But sometimes things really get to me and I can be quite ashamed. So if you guys want to know more embarrassing moments, please leave your comments in the comment section. Please tell me some of your most embarrassing moments in your life too. Let us keep talking, because I know you have been embarrassed. Things have been embarrassing. Shame I'll crush you sometimes. Tell me about them in the comment section, and until I see you in my next video, please remain in God. God bless you. Bye 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 bye.